Oh, I have another question, but this is just a random question. Do you believe in aliens?
You're asking me if I believe in aliens. Of course I believe in aliens.
Well, I think space is very fascinating.
My bio has been a UFO for probably 4 years, and my location on Twitter is the cosmos. So I'm kind of... And I have a song about how I'm an alien, and I'm sad that my real parents didn't abduct me.
Oh.
As
Sorry,
your dad
Dad.
says there.
Sorry. But I have a lyric in that song where it's like, my mom and dad said they first met under the moonlight, but I didn't buy their cover story. It didn't feel right. And then it's like, I belong in space.
Is this a new song?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, it doesn't have a title yet. I was going to call it Phone Home. I thought that was cute.
I like that.
But it's right now it's called Meant to Be, but I don't like that because it doesn't really like encompass what the song is about. I want it to be something that's more like, okay, this is obviously about aliens.
Well, what do you think aliens would think of us right now? Like just society in general?
I think aliens are probably on a whole other dimensional journey that okay, we're about to really, I thought someone was calling me, sorry. We're about to really get into this whole
Probably
thing.
my phone.
I know we keep ending it and then Dan's like, one more, and then it's like my whole tangent. Okay.
Well, I think space is very fascinating, so I want to know.
Okay, what space shows have you watched recently?
I don't watch space shows. I like real life space.
One Strange Rock, go watch it.
Is that like a fake show or is it a real show?
No, One Strange Rock, it's narrated by Will Smith. It's all about fake
cool.
space.
I'll watch that.
No, it's really, really good.
Okay.
I have a lot of, we could talk about this after, I have a lot of really like insightful, very, very, very much so like informative space and nature shows.
Okay.
Whatever. So I think that personally, this is so like dark, but think about like an anthill, you know, like those little sand anthill things, you know what I'm talking about? So imagine if there was an anthill on the side of a road and somebody was like, I'm gonna build a highway here. Would you destroy the anthill or would you just build the highway and not disturb the anthill?
Me personally or people in general?
People in general. You just build the highway. Why knock over or disturb the anthill? So for me, I think that aliens are probably the highway, and they're like, why let something as low intelligent and like as like low functioning as Earth? Why should we like even acknowledge them? Why should we let them know that we don't matter in existence? Like we are so much bigger of a picture than tiny little anthill Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know. So I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, you know, if there were aliens, how do we know that they're not so high functioning and so advanced that they're like, they look at us like we're like
they don't even
dust.
pay us
Yeah,
mind.
they're like, we're not going to take our alien time to talk to pitty little Earth.
So you think they get the signals that NASA's sending up there and they're just ignoring it?
Well, you know that we haven't been, human beings haven't been in existence long enough for us to have received light or sound from another planet or galaxy.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. Like if a message from another galaxy was sent to us, we haven't even existed as a race long enough for us to have received it.
Oh.
Like the speed of light and the speed of sound are not quick enough for us to even have received it. Yeah, like we can't, like how long does it take to get to the moon or something? It takes like, I think like 8 days, or I could be so off, or it could be
8 days. I think it's more than 8 days, isn't it? Or are you talking about people or sound?
No, like rocket ships to get to the moon. I'm pretty sure it's like over a week, or maybe it's like 2 months, and I'm totally off. But I know it's 280,000 miles away, I think.
Oh, this was about 3 days.
See? Okay, so I was don't question me, Dan.
Sorry.
No,
so
it's okay.
why aren't more people going to the moon? Let's go.
Because it takes a lot of money to send a rocket into space. But
Yes.
I would love to go to space, and it sounds like you would too. So we should work on this.
If you're buying tickets, I'll go to space.
No, I will. I would spend all my money. And people ask me if there was a 50-50 chance. Is this what you're going to ask me? If there was a 50-50 chance that you would die by going into space, would you still do it? I'm like, what would I rather? Get hit by a car on Earth? Of course I would do it.
I would definitely take that risk.
100%. Even if it was like 90-10, I would still do it. Like that's so cool. And I've always had a weird like connection to space.
You know what's weird about space? Think about this. This is what I always think about when it comes to space.
I love this.
Like it never ends. Like how far does it go? Because it can't end. Because if it ends, there's something after that. It can't end.
But what if it does end?
But nothing ends.
I'm saying, what if it's none of it's even real? What if there's no moon? What if we're not actually on a planet? What if none of that's even true? What if this is just stuff that has been fabricated and has been planted in our minds by the government and by scientists and all this stuff? Because everything's man-made, you know, language, everything that we know has been created. So
you think that when we look in the sky, that's all fake?
You don't know.
But if they created a wall and we're on a giant box, there's got to be something outside that wall.
100%. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there's no space. Maybe it's just, it sounds like we are so high right now. Just saying, it sounds like we have all smoked a ton of weed, which we have not, but it sounds like we really have.
I genuinely believe that space does exist.
No, me too, but I'm saying like, of course. But I'm saying like, really, like what if it doesn't? What if the lights, the stars in the sky are like holes of like a set or something. I don't know, man. You don't know.
You don't
Have you ever seen like Elon Musk talk about his theory on like artificial intelligence and stuff, and how we're in a simulation and how none of us is real at all?
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that stuff.
Yeah, but like, okay, so
But maybe-
people could say,
maybe-
I don't know if I believe scientists and the government that we're on a planet. That sounds crazier.
Yeah, kind of.
It sounds crazier that we're on a rock that had the perfect amount of hydrogen, carbon, water, energy, and life. We're the perfect distance from the sun. We're the perfect distance from the moon to get all the things, to have the tides not be too big that the whole planet's water, and have the tides be low enough that, there's enough. It's like, it's pretty trippy when you really start to dig into like how life started and how it's evolved to what it is now. Like, there had to be so many things that were perfect.
But those things were perfect. That's why we're here, and that's why we're not on Mars.
I know, but what I'm saying is, isn't it crazy to think that so many things had to be perfect in order for us to be here? Like, that's a crazier thought than like we're in a simulation, in my opinion.
No, it is. Yeah.
Especially in the time we live in right now. Like, artificial intelligence is advancing by the day rapidly, like scarily rapidly. Like, there was this thing at the Boston, what is it, like the Tectonics or something? There's like a big Boston flagship place where they build robots and stuff. Sorry, I sound stupid. I don't know what it is, but I know it's in Boston, and I know that they build robots and stuff like that. And they built these 2 robots that within like an hour of them being switched on, created their own language between the 2 of them, and they like all freaked out and shut them off, and they couldn't understand the language they created. So it's like, Elon Musk's whole thing is like, if there's that right now, what makes us think that artificial and augmented reality hasn't advanced itself so progressively in the past 20 years or whatever, and it's taken over, and now we're just living in that.
That is a scary thing to think about.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I think we're giving one person way too much credit to create this entire simulation that we all live in.
Wait, Elon Musk?
I mean, I'm not
he
giving
didn't
him.
create.
No, I'm not giving him credit.
He doesn't think he created it.
No,
he thinks it is just existence.
But one person had to create it now.
No, I don't think it was a person. I think it was artificial intelligence, and like.
Oh gosh.
But didn't somebody build a robot, or does the robot build itself?
Yeah, but like the 2 robots that were built by people started having a language. That wasn't up to them, and that's why they turned them off. What if one became so smart that it was just like, I don't know.
Whoa.
You don't know, man.
Okay.
You don't know.
On that note.
Whoa.
Wait. There was something else I was going to tell you. That was cool, and I thought you would find interesting. Oh, so on that show, One Strange Rock, they talk about how, like unaware. Like, okay, so you think about like a boat in a huge storm in the middle of the ocean. When the boat is on these like waves, and these waves are gigantic, and they could kill him in 2 seconds, and could wipe out the whole boat and sink in a minute. The droplets of water that are in these waves don't know that they're in this huge storm and this huge like crazy wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you zoom into the drop is really just like a cell of water and H2O, and it's like it has no idea that it's being thrown around. Like, Earth is literally in the center of a huge galactic storm,
and
we don't even realize. Yeah, there's like so much stuff going on around us. Like, it's crazy. When you watch the show, it shows you really what goes on, but there's like cosmic tornadoes and like crazy meteors being like launched through space at all times. Like, people who are in rockets or in like a space station all night, they hear like dings on the windows because there's so many little tiny meteors.
There's so much emotion.
It's crazy.
I once thought of something similar because somebody was killed in an avalanche. I was reading about it online. I was like, snowflakes are so tiny and pretty, and a bunch of them came together to kill someone.
Yeah.
And you don't think about that when you look at snowflakes.
Yeah, because they're just snowflakes.
Same with
Somebody
like
else
water.
is controlling the snowflakes.
How could water erode like huge mountains and create sand out of it? And it's crazy. Like, something as delicate as water can like erode a huge
but it's
rock
how
over
you
time.
use water. So it's Mother
it's just
Nature.
weird to think about like
it's the earth,
chemicals, and